Together Green is National Audubon's program to get kids outside and involved in their local communities and connecting with nature and volunteering. And we have had a project called 24/7 Challenge, and this challenge includes getting out and learning native plants and animals and then committing to 7 changes.
With Miss Mary since this fall. We came out here and did this stuff, and I've been out here just a few days planting, but I just absolutely love coming out here and helping out, getting everything going. I think it's made a huge difference. The native plant gardens will show the kids and the adults around the area that native plants are beautiful and effective in their own gardens. They can go out to Walmart and buy the $3 plants that are nice and pretty, but you can have the same flowers that are native, and you don't have to fertilize them, you don't have to water them as much because they're used to the climate and they're used to the weather. I have learned a lot working with Miss Mary.
Well, the most important thing about volunteering is not only the experience, but the knowledge you get from it too. I mean, I didn't know what a watershed was, and I didn't know that I was doing things I thought was really less important really had a big impact on me and my community. And so I think volunteering really helped me out a lot to give me a full understanding of what consequences come from just throwing a bottle on the ground or just, pouring your used grease out on the ground or down your sink.
Volunteering here at Audubon, Arkansas, I've learned a lot of things as far as leadership skills and everything else. I think that when you volunteer, you learn more about what you don't know and what you could have known, and maybe when you volunteer, that could be your future goal, that could be your career. So I think volunteer is a great way to, help us younger kids, us younger adults, lead on to the future of what we want to do and what we should do, and, learn important things about the environment. Because at first, me personally, I was more the type of like the girly girl that never want to get out here in the dirt. But, I come back all the time because I love it, and I love Mary, and I love Audubon Arkansas, and I love the team because it's so much ideas that we have to offer.
We challenge students to learn 24 native plants and animals. And we go out in a day, and it's like a blitz to learn the oak trees, the lichen, whatever the site offers, we'll identify it. Students are so surprised that Arkansas has such diversity. Most people look out and they just see green, it's a tree. They may know a deer. But when I test adults across Arkansas, rural or urban, many of them cannot name 5 native plants or birds. And I give credit for redbird, blackbird, and bluebird. And this kind of environmental ignorance is pretty common all across the country. And so we're working to try to not only get them to take care of the environment, to get a lot of joy out of it and have fun in it.
I did it myself as a teacher, and that's when I met Mary Smith at a in-service program here at Gillum Park. Then bringing my classes out on field expeditions, they were introduced to the same idea, which overwhelmed them immediately. 24, because they don't know any of them. So that began a great exploration of just our local vicinity, and that means local. There are parts in the park where you can stand in one area and count off 24 different species. So they were successful, and it surprised them and pleased them. It helped tie in with what I'm doing directly in the classroom, learning of native flora and fauna, particularly trees, which are the dominant species. Various times throughout the year, the students would comment, "Oh, I saw a shagbark hickory. Oh, I showed my parents the difference between a longleaf and shortleaf pine." So I know it did make an impact. They don't know all 24, but they did learn something.
If you've never been out in a wetland, if you've never been in a forest, it has no impact on you. You throw your trash out the window. You don't think about the wetland. It's their place. And so when they come back a year later, they'll say, "I built that trail. I mapped it. I did the video for this state park." And so I think that's why kids are here today. They're here because this is part of them now.
The 24/7 program has been an excellent program. It's getting people engaged in nature and engaged in the resource, and we hope that it's going to get them excited and will change their lives. They hope they decide to major in sciences, maybe come back and be a park employee, a park naturalist, a park interpreter, a park superintendent, and be involved in these places for the rest of their lives.